grew up in a poor, lower middle class, predominantly Black neighborhood on the southeast side of Houston called Sunnyside. Sunnyside was considered the 6th most dangerous neighborhood in America at one point. Drug dealing was a common activity in our neighborhood. Crime was par for the course, and for all intents and purposes, we were labeled a bad neighborhood. But it wasn't until I moved out of Sunnyside and I was able to look back and see the neighborhood for what it was really worth. What I discovered was Sunnyside was not a bad neighborhood. Sunnyside was an economically disenfranchised community. We were marginalized, in many cases criminalized, and without question, deliberately excluded from the process of creating wealth. The drugs, the violence, the crime in the neighborhood had really little to do with the people. It had everything to do with what the people were in proximity to. Proximity to crack, cocaine, meth, proximity to 9mm and hollow points. Those things were easily accessible in my neighborhood. Now, imagine if instead of firearms, we had financial literacy programs, business incubators, accelerators. Instead of drugs, we had mentorship programs and opportunities to maximize and monetize the natural gifts, talents, and abilities of the people in that community. How differently Sunnyside have looked? How differently would Black and brown communities look if we were in proximity to venture capitalists, angel investors, business banking managers, financial professionals who not only had a vested interest in the community holistically, but who were actually invested and willing to advocate for our economic well-being through their financial contributions in our businesses? Well, now there is. Introducing my Access Capital Masterclass. I designed this masterclass to remove the barriers that keep small business owners, entrepreneurs, and startups from historically disenfranchised communities from the funding they need to grow, scale, and sustain their business. This year's theme is the power of proximity. That theme was inspired by entrepreneur and investor John Henry, who said, "Proximity is everything. You can't be what you can't see." And he was absolutely right. I didn't become an angel investor myself until I met one, my mentor. The Access Capital Masterclass is your opportunity to get in the room and not just see the funders, but actually cultivate a relationship with them. Who knows, maybe one of them will invest in your business the way an angel investor invested in mine. But first, you got to get in proximity. See you soon.